legendary voice of college football, Keith Jackson.
Don't you remember? Don't you just remember when you were that limber? No Wonellas and none of that country stuff tonight. This is too fancy. How many basketball players are in the room that go back to the 50s and 60s? What do you think Toogie would feel like if he were here? Well, we welcome you to a night that I think will be one to remember, because it involves not only a persona that is so important to all the good things about what we're doing tonight, but also about the idea of belonging to family, because this is belonging. We're going to honor a man that I consider a friend, and we don't associate that much together because we travel different roads. I don't travel anywhere, just sit. Watch the red belly airplanes fly over and the old barn owl hoot and all that stuff. And when I come out once in a while and put on a clean shirt and a pair of socks that are not offensive, I'm reminded of an old friend of mine, Tom T. Hall, who used to write songs about old dogs and little children and watermelon wine. It's a gathering that warms your heart and warms your soul, and it's something that you can take with you for a long time. The collegiate experience, and I did 54 years of college football. I did 10 years of NBA basketball. I went all over the world with the wide world of sports. I did the first broadcast from the Soviet Union to the United States in 1958. When the Brits were sinking ships in the Suez Canal, American Marines are landing in Lebanon, and I'm wondering how the hell am I going to get home? But it was an exciting time, and it gave me an opportunity to realize what, if you say you are a sportsman, you can do. We went to places in the Soviet Union back in those days that the finest journalists of the world couldn't get to. We went here, we went there, we went all the places, 52 times back and forth across the United States and all of that, because we were building an industry. But at the same time, we were trying to build an industry. The presidents of the universities of this country were realizing and promoting and working hard on making the collegiate experience the complete experience. And they have come closer now than perhaps ever. And let's hope not, but they have done a great job. I think the second most difficult job in the country might be being the president of a major university. And the University of Southern California has made itself into a major university because of its leadership. But the man we're honoring tonight is, and I was talking to John Robinson a little while ago about it, it's sort of the glue that brings it all together. You can't just all be engineers, you can't all be this, you can't all be that. You've got to have the total thing. But you can't have everything if you don't have music. this fellow that I'm referring to and you're here to honor is from New Jersey. Living in Southern California, God forbid, but here he is. And he's been here 40 years. And what has he done? Oh, he has brought the glue that brought the whole family together. He's the most hated man in Eugene, Oregon. But from day one that I met him, when he came out here, I preceded him here. I came from all kinds of funky places before he got here. But we one time said to him, if you would take your band up to Santa Barbara in a desolate little football stadium and do the marches that spell out numbers for the ABC affiliates, they will pay you money. He went. And they've been going ever since. And you know where that money is going? Right back into the scholarship funds for the University of Southern California Marching Band. We have two Trojans in our family, our daughter and our oldest son. And our daughter was part of the concert band and then thought she might like to enjoy the marching band, and one day taught her a lesson when she came home and said, I can't walk that fast. He's a hard man. Well, he is in his own way. Because I'm an old Marine drill instructor and you gotta be hard once in a while. But it's where you're going as to whether or not it's fun. And I don't think I have ever in any moment in my time enjoyed not watching the USC marching band. The only other time I can remember taking off Saturday afternoon from the golf course when I'm on the road would be at Aggie Station down yonder in Texas, when I'd go watch those old boys walk around in them padded boots and all that stuff. And that's pretty good too. But, ladies and gentlemen, the soul of this music that involves the marching band of the University of Southern California. This idea of bringing it all together had to come from somebody like Marv Gould, right? But this man who came from New Jersey to Michigan and listened to and learned from Dr. Ravelli, who I knew very well, and came on eventually to here, is a special, special, special persona. And I hope you enjoy this evening as we honor Dr. Arthur C. Barton.
Trojan marching band what it is today. But what if Dr. Barton's unique personality and unequal talent were applied differently? What if he had chosen another vocation?
Oh, come on, basses. Who's singing those pedal tones? Don't do that. Get that out of there. This is our best hymn. No other congregation in the country can touch that hymn. We're out here trying to get closer to God, and you guys are messing around. Come on now, try and control yourselves, okay? Oh, guys, this is a church service. Don't do that. Put the couch here on the 50, and the chair's over there in that first hash mark. Hey, Tony, how you doing with that flower arrangement? Okay, good. What? How about the pigeons and the balloons? They won't fit in the refrigerator? Better put the pigeons in the microwave. All right. High grass on the left, low grass on the right, and the wood chips in the back.
Staff got into the video room. Put that up there. We're very sorry. I don't know what to tell you, but I didn't do it. It had to be Steve Bloom. Can you play the right one? Thank you.
When he came aboard, most of our band members remember playing in high school bands out here. And he took over that job.
Here was somebody who was more excited than anybody else in the whole school. You know, John McKay was a cool coach. He smoked a cigar. He was a funny guy, great speaker, great coach. But he didn't have the enthusiasm. The only one that had the enthusiasm was Marv Goo.
He was a disciplined person. I liked what he was saying. He was intense, crazy, but then we all were in those days.
My impression was I knew that he was going to be successful. There was just no question.
His band today is what you measure all bands by.
He is a fireball of energy, and I've never seen anybody with more energy and persistence and patience.
And he's done more to spread the name of USC worldwide in a perfectly remarkable way than any other single individual I can think of.
It began in Maplewood, New Jersey, when the second son of Mark and Bess Bartner picked up his brother's trumpet in the 4th grade and asked to take lessons. By middle school, he was already an accomplished player. It was there he would meet his future wife, Barbara Ann Mason. In high school, he was selected to the New Jersey All-State Orchestra, but music wasn't his only passion. He was also the star forward for Columbia High School's basketball team and was named to the All-State team his junior year. So when it finally came time for college, he had a dilemma: music or sports? He eventually passed on the Juilliard and Eastman Schools of Music for a more well-rounded education at the University of Michigan, and also the dream of playing basketball for the Wolverines.
He thought he would be the next Harry James at one point. You know, he was one of the best in New Jersey. He was a really good basketball player. He thought, I'm going to walk on, and I'm going to play the trumpet. Well, he learned very quickly. You couldn't do that.
So instead, he focused his attention on music and thrived, leading his fraternity's glee club, playing in local jazz clubs, and marching in the Michigan Marching Band. Inspired by the band's legendary director, William D. Ravelli, Arthur Charles Bartner ultimately realized he was destined for a career in music education. Upon graduation in 1962, he married his sweetheart, Barbara, and they would quickly start a family. His first job was for the North Adams School District in rural Michigan. They didn't have a football stadium, so going to games was more like going to a drive-in movie, as fans watched from their cars. And if they liked the band's halftime show, they would honk their horns. After 2 years, he then moved on to Davison High School near Flint, Michigan, where he built the band into one of the best in the state. It was here, while working on his doctorate, he began seeking jobs at a higher level. Meanwhile, in Southern California, the USC football team, a powerhouse on the gridiron, was headed to the 1970 Rose Bowl, but the Trojan Marching Band was ill-equipped to support the mighty Trojans.
We had these backpacks on, there were loudspeakers. And so we put them on, so we had a microphone on the bell, and the sound would come out the front and the back to try to amplify us to compete with the Michigan band.
And there was a huge discrepancy of quality. And I think that at the time, they could see the quality of the Michigan band versus what was being fielded at the Rose Bowl for USC.
After being outclassed by the Michigan band that New Year's Day, USC knew it was time for a change.
West Virginia wanted him. That was the best of the schools that were out there. Well, in the meantime, I'm home with the kids, and the phone rings, and it's Grant Baglarian from University of Southern California. So Artie called him, and he said, well, we called Michigan, and they gave us your name, and we would like you to come out for an interview. So what he did was basically he said to Virginia, I can't give you an answer, and they said, well, then we're going to have to give the job away.
Luckily for the Bartners and for USC, President John Hubbard made the right choice.
I may get some credit for having pointed but and I would gladly accept. But it's the only choice I had at the moment.
In his first band camp, Dr. Bartner inherited a group of 55 disgruntled music majors who had no idea what they were in for.
I have to admit that at the end of that first band camp, I said to myself, what the hell am I involved in this for? However, I really had I had an instinct that something special was going to happen.
It was exciting, and I said that in a very positive sense, because here was all of a sudden somebody that came in and cared about doing the job.
He introduced innovations including modern rock charts and a new drive-it style of marching. But it wasn't all roses for the new director. As promising as his young band was, he had some difficulty adjusting.
Some of the people didn't like it, you know, it's I think it was not so much what he was trying to do, but the fact that, you know, we're SC and he's trying to make us into Michigan.
There was a lot of behavior issues for what, which was a very regimented, strict band.
And that certainly wasn't the only difficulty he would face.
So the second year, he opened it up for women, and the DT just crazy. They thought that was the worst thing anybody could possibly do. Is he crazy? I mean, they just went nuts.
Despite the controversy, Dr. Bartner forged ahead, and by the very next season, the band's membership doubled in size. But although the band's transformation was being recognized throughout the entire Pac-8, Dr. Bartner was still looking for something to really put the Trojan marching band on the map. Luckily, he wouldn't have to wait long. The 1972 Trojans were once again headed to the Rose Bowl, hungry for a national championship, when a young executive from Paramount Studios, Hank Ehrling, saw the perfect opportunity to publicize the studio's latest feature film, Lady Sings the Blues, and its megastar, Diana Ross. Arriving by helicopter just in time for halftime, and backed by the Trojan marching band, Diana Ross sang Love Is Here to Stay. It was the band's first home run. The spirit of Troy had arrived.
Dead air!